and they can also call 119 and just give the information. We are very keen on getting information about where the guns are and other cases that persons are involved in criminal acts, because when you have some guns in your community, you are not safe. You don't know when it's going to be turned on you. When you have situations where persons are killing persons and you're aware and you're not talking, you never know. Many times they know you're eyewitnesses and they may want to target you. So it's very important that people participate and give the information so we can apprehend these individuals.
Superintendent Lindsay again appealed to the police to be vigilant at all times.
We always say to our police officers to be very alert. We know that whenever you have some incidents of violence going on at different times, the police are most vulnerable because a number of persons are out there shooting at each other, so they have guns at their disposal, and if they encounter the police, it is very likely that they will fire at the police. So we say to the entire membership, we know already that it is important that we remain very vigilant, very alert, because we're not going to relent. We are going to serve and protect and reassure the citizens of this country.
Nika Lewis, CVM Live.
And in breaking news, police have confirmed that gunfire has erupted on a section of Mountain View Avenue in Kingston. There has been sporadic shootings at least for the last 4 hours. We can confirm that one man who investigators say is of unsound mind was shot and killed in the hail of gunfire. Police are telling us that there has been sustained gunfire in sections of Saunders Avenue as well as in Rockfort over the last 40 minutes. We will continue to track this story.
The family of the late Carlisle Anthony Cosmo Dunkley, OJ, today was laid to rest in the former trade unionist and lecturer at the University of the West Indies.
Tears flowed, emotions ran high, and tempers flared as residents of a section of Flanker this morning blocked the entrance to their community, claiming what they say was a cold-blooded murder by police. This is the deceased, Jamari Harrison, O.C. Rizla. His family claim he came home drunk from a party and was asleep this morning when police allegedly picked the lock to his door and went in and shot him.
Then they get up, have him and pull him, come hold on him and then drag him. Then one of them will drag him. My boyfriend is cold, brother, innocent.
Father of Harrison said his son was murdered by police.
Them come in my yard, you see me, screechy and pick the door and go in upon him, you see me, and fling out him baby mother out of the house. You see me, which him girlfriend should say, you see me. And after that, me hear be a gunshot a bus. I murder, my son. In a real life, I murder,
For the police, however, there's a complete different version of events. They are claiming that this firearm, a 6 Sawyer 9mm pistol with magazine and 4 live rounds, was seized by police this morning. That seizure came as a result of top-tier rebelman gang leader Jamari Harrison, O.C. Rizla, engaging them in a shootout. Police claim he was shot and injured during the incident. He was rushed to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he was pronounced dead. In the meantime, Councillor for the Montego Bay Northeast Division, Senator Charles Sinclair, is calling on residents to make statements to Indicom and report what they saw.
But I'm going to say to the residents who have the information and who may have been in close proximity to have either seen or heard anything that would have transpired is that they should speak to the Indicom officers who are the independent investigating team for situations that arise like this and give their statements, and the statements must be given in writing. It is not just verbally conveyed to Indicom.
Kingsley Thompson, CVM.
Our apologies, that clip had to do with this story coming up. A St. James community is in mourning following a fatal attack on a beloved farmer. CVM Live's Curlin Brown has the details.
It's a tragic situation and then nothing good. It's a wicked situation. It's a wicked situation, that's all I know.
And the community
the community is supposed to mourn about him because a man him is not a menace to the community. Him is not a menace to the community, so I wonder why they would really do something like that.
Why? Why would a man with a heart to employ someone who had in the recent past done him wrong is also the question. The 65-year-old farmer Claudius was last seen alive on Tuesday. It was his neighbor who found out something was wrong while carrying out his task of feeding his pigs in the South St. James farming community.
One man told me to look down the road and he miss it. Yeah man, serious. How man. When me turn up and look for the man, so man, I go here so no more cars, so me to find it on funny face. The whole of fire so. Come back at all. Boss. Yeah man, boss. Yes man, boss man. So me feel afraid man.
One of the persons who is baffled by the chopping incident is this man who was making up lost time with a man who had spent some 40 years elsewhere before settling as a returning resident.
You know, I'm a father, you know, he was away for a while, you understand, so he never, you know, run me 100%, you understand, but he still did it as a father, so anytime he have it, he make we get it same way, you understand me, I say, so I miss the man, so I say, what the man could I do I want for him, for them deal with him, so you guess what I say, I mean, my father is not a troublesome man, he's not a bad man, because, you know, me no grow so, he's a hustler right now, you understand, I adapt them things for my father, he's a hard-working man.
Words are not enough to comfort those grieving, but they are hoping the powers that be will have information that will expose the killer or killers beyond the speculation.
The police don't deal with the case. We not going to deal with them. Police will deal with it. We leave that to them.
And in a CVM Live follow-up to a story carried last evening, the police's communications arm has advised that the incident at Big Tree Crossroads involving a man of unsound mind is being investigated. While confirming the incident, both Crossroads and Halfway Tree stations say several people have reported the matter in relation to the threats against a bartender in the premises where the man reportedly stabbed a patron on Tuesday. But the police is denying any knowledge of either another person being attacked by the man or receiving any threats. Reports concerning the man, who has been confirmed, in fact, to be of unsound mind. Concerning the history and allegations of the man having been killed before, the police say the officers who detained him were off duty and the station had no report of his history. In the meantime, the man up to late last evening was in police custody before he was handed over to the mental health officer. It is still not clear if after his evaluation, the man will be charged with the alleged stabbing of a bartender.
The latest road fatality statistics have been released by the Road Safety Unit, and their findings indicate that motorcycle riders continue to elevate the rate of deaths on the nation's roads, while pedestrians also represent a significant contributor to those statistics. CVM Live's Joel Croskill reports.
Since the start of this year, 170 persons have died on Jamaica's roads, prompting the Road Safety Unit in the Ministry of Transport and Mining to renew its call for motorists to desist from the practice of speeding on the roads. As road fatalities continue to mount, pedestrians, motorcyclists, passengers and drivers of private motor vehicles have recorded the highest number of fatalities to date. A breakdown of the figures revealed that 41 were pedestrians, 8 were pedal cyclists, 53 were motorcyclists, 8 pillion, 3 were passengers of public passenger vehicles, 20 were private motor vehicle passengers, 5 drivers of commercial vehicles, 2 passengers of commercial motor vehicles, and 30 were drivers of private motor vehicles. According to the latest statistics from the Road Safety Unit, the profile of the most at-risk road users suggests that males between the age of 20 to 29 years who are either pedestrians or motorcycle users who use the roads of Westmoreland or Hanover on a Friday are the most likely to lose their lives on the nation's roads. The month of May was also the deadliest this year as it relates to fatal crashes. Despite this, fatal crashes and fatalities have decreased by 7% and 13% respectively when compared with a similar period in 2016. Fatalities for 2017 are projected to decrease by 13% when compared with last year. Pedestrians account for 24% of the road users killed since the start of the year, while motorcyclists account for 31% of those killed. 21% of the overall fatalities occurred in the parish of Westmoreland. Clarendon, St. Anne, Westmoreland and St. Catherine account for 52% of the overall fatalities. It is against that background that the unit is pleading with motorists to keep left when driving, not to overtake around corners, and to drive within the posted speed limits. Joel Crosskill, CVM Live.
Preparing for disaster in Clarendon before it strikes. Memories of recent flood rains have heightened vigilance throughout the parish as plans are being made to prevent further damage in the future. CVM Live's Joel Crosskill reports.
We the people are a major cause of disasters in this country. We the people throw the garbage in the gullies. We the people throw the garbage all over the place and they end up in the gullies. So remember, disasters are also man-made.
Disaster management and preparedness, and who is accountable, was the theme of a recent town hall meeting in Maypen, Clarendon, where stakeholders, including Custis William Shigori, addressed a number of issues relating to the subject.
Today we want to make use of the opportunity to share our knowledge and clarify any misconception as it relates to disaster preparedness. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just pause here, because a lot of the disasters that have taken place were made by us Jamaicans.
The National Integrity Action NIA's Deputy Executive Director, Dr. Patrice Charles, pointed to a lack of civic responsibility as a critical reason behind the ongoing problems the nation faces with disaster mitigation efforts. Dr. Charles used the debushing contracts as an example of the downfall in procedures designed to prevent asymmetrical distribution of needed preventative measures.
In cleaning drains, repairing gullies, the laws, for example, some which state that contracts and subcontracts, whether for bushing or road repair, should be given out on merit, on competence, and on experience, and that such contracts and subcontracts should not be given out based on who is JLP or who is PNP or who is nothing at all.
Ultimately, individual responsibility as well as holding those in office accountable for their actions or non-actions will be crucial in ensuring Jamaica's resilience to natural disaster is improved. Joel Crosskill, CVM Live.
Well, coming up after this break, our discussion segment, traffic police and the transport operators. SSP Calvin Allen, head of traffic, Louis Barton, president of JET2, and Edgerton Newman, president Tots, will join in on that discussion when we come back.